Tanya Carnes, and this is Chad Carnes, and we're with McaConnect.
And you're watching another episode of 5 Good Minutes in Microsoft Dynamics AX, and today, as you can see, we're taking the LS Ice Bucket Challenge. We were nominated by our coworker, Jessica Maroney, and today we've waited 24 hours and 1 minute, so we're going to go ahead and donate money, but we also want to go ahead and dump ice on ourselves.
And we want to nominate?
Oh, we're going to nominate, since we both know that the functional team here at MCA is the best team. We'd like to go ahead and nominate Andrew Martin and his entire team at the Technical Center of Excellence, where we have all of our junior consultants there. We want to nominate them. They have 72 hours, or they can donate $100 each.
24 hours.
Oh, 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours. Or they have to donate $100 each to the ALS. We appreciate your time.
Let's just get started on this.
And we're very nervous about this, by the way. Hey, right here, positive fist bump. Yeah, buddy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So taking the ice bucket challenge and working with one of our newest finance consultants kind of took me back, and working with my sister kind of took me back to maybe doing a review of general ledger basics. So today we're going to take a look at chart of accounts, we're going to look at financial dimensions, we're going to look at account structures, and we're going to look at how we connect that through the ledger. All the basic setup of general ledger in Microsoft Dynamics AX. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do here is, the first thing you do is you need to add your accounts. So we go into the chart of accounts here. I'm using the existing one, and we're just adding a main account. I'm adding an expense account, 7001. But most of the time you'd want to import your accounts through DIEF and put your accounts in that way. I always find it important to put the account type and the category in. Those are really important for reporting and getting that right. I also like doing the defaults, whether or not the expense would probably always be a default debit account. Go ahead and put a consolidation account in here, and the other the other button we're gonna touch on a little bit later here is the manual entry button on when we allow manual entry and when we don't allow manual entry. So the next thing after we create that, we're going to kind of walk through financial dimensions here, and I just want to kind of specify the difference between custom dimensions and preset dimensions. So for example, item group or project might be a preset dimension. As you can see, those dimension values get created when we create a new item group or when we create a project. But if you notice the custom dimension, we have the ability to create a new dimension. So when you're thinking about mapping out your dimensions, you have to really think about where they post from and how we get those dimensions into our ledger or into a transaction. So the next thing after we do that, we've looked at accounts, we've looked at financial dimensions. Let's see how they get put together in an account structure. So here we're going to go ahead and create a new account structure, and we're going to call it department and project. So we're going to set up a rule that says this account has a department and project as valid dimensions in relation to any account that starts with 7001 or to 7099. So I'm going to go ahead and add Carnes department first, all right, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the project dimension as well. Now the interesting thing I'm going to do about the project dimensions, I'm going to allow blanks there. So I could set up and say only these values are available, but in one I said that I can't have a blank, and the other I said I can. So Carnes department always has to be filled in when I use 7001 or that range of accounts, but project doesn't. So now the ledger button here, this is kind of what I call the hub in the middle of the wheel. This is where we connect all our information. So that account structure, it's important that you always activate the account structure. But in this scenario here, I'm going ahead and adding the ledger. I'm adding that account structure to the ledger. So the next thing we're going to do here, now that we've done all that, is we're going in and we're going to go look in invoice journal. Okay, so I'm just invoicing this vendor for looks like $12 here, and basically the offset is going to be that expense account. So you notice my cost center and my project populate. Now I don't have any projects in this company, which is important to note. But basically, I can have a blank project because that's the way I set it up. So I go ahead and post that transaction. Another important thing to do when you're setting everything up is financial dimension sets. But here, accounts such as inventory or AP or AR, things that have a subledger, you're going to want to make sure you lock those down. So that do not check manual entry button. The next thing I am doing here is doing the financial dimension sets. So we're going to go in here and we're going to create a financial dimension set for main account, cost center, and project. So, and you notice I put cost center and project in there. You go ahead and rebuild the balances and initialize them. And this gives us the ability to now report by these financial dimension sets. So now I'm going to go in the trial balance. Yep, and I'm going to go ahead and click that. And I have the ability now to see those transactions that I created. And if we click on detail here, we should see the $12 that we just posted. So the thing I always like to remember with whenever I'm doing financial dimensions is the financial reporting people generally want 37 dimensions. But just remember that your AP associates, if you have 37 dimensions, they have to key 37 dimensions in. And that's always kind of the place where I always kind of draw the line. So again, really think about how the transactions are posting, and think about the different sections of your chart of accounts and how you want dimensions to work with your environment.